This presentation is provided by Martin Fine and Alina Balistreri. We are from CRLS, Conflict Resolution and Legal Services, and this presentation discusses relationships, the teeter-totter of conflict resolution. Relationship conflicts are everywhere. They can arise at home with family members, or they can occur in the workplace with customers, vendors, or colleagues. Conflicts can also impact our public relationships within our community, city, and country. Relationships are how we interact with each other, and they act as a primary vehicle for getting something done. They can generate and contribute to conflict when they are imbalanced. On the other hand, a balanced relationship is good for resolving conflict. Relationships can be the turbine of conflict and resolution. While this presentation is based on over 35 years of readings and practice, it is not to be considered scientific, nor is it intended to be implied inflexibly. The purpose is to provide a model to assist facilitators and individuals who may be dealing with a conflict involving relationships to recognize the signs of an imbalanced relationship and provide some interventions to help bring the relationship into balance in order to promote an environment in which an agreement may be reached. It is important to remember that conflict resolution is not therapy. It would be unrealistic to assume that a brief intervention, such as conflict resolution, will be able to achieve long-term improvement of the relationship. Aiding and balancing the relationship during conflict resolution may have only a temporary impact. However, the process of conflict resolution and reaching an agreement may significantly contribute to improving the ability of the parties to work together. In addition, an agreement can include terms that help monitor and control the factors that tend to create conflict in the relationship. While there are many elements to a relationship, from the perspective of conflict resolution and this presentation, we will focus on power and respect. Power relates to our ability to make ourselves or others do what we want in a relationship. Respect means to show regard or esteem for oneself or others in a relationship. We develop respect for those we consider worthy and lose respect for those who we do not regard. Within relationships, power and respect are often interdependent. The degree to which one is respected may impact that person's ability to influence and control others. Power and respect are also likely to be related in a relationship that is not functioning well, which may contribute to the conflict. It is important to remember that gender stereotypes and imagery of individuals who abusively use power is changing. Women are increasingly in positions of power in both the public and private sectors. The focus must be on how someone exerts power, as opposed to whether they are male or female. However, because of cultural upbringing and that men are generally larger and more conditioned to rely on force, they may be more inclined to use overt power to achieve their objectives. On the respect side of the teeter-totter, overt power and abuse of authority is often correlated with the devaluing and disrespect of others. In a relationship experiencing conflict, a person who feels or is viewed as powerless or having a deficiency may be attempting to compensate in order to balance the relationship. Thus, he or she may be seeking ways to influence the environment in subtle and covert ways, such as relying on others for support or creating distractions or trouble. This sometimes may be seen as manipulation. An individual who is powerless in a relationship and unable or unwilling to openly influence the situation may internalize this power deficit and feel a lack of self-esteem and a disrespect for oneself. A balanced relationship uses power in a constructive and meaningful way to resolve conflict and to enhance the relationship through self-respect and respect of others. We call this empowerment. The term empowerment has many different meanings. For our purpose, it means to have access to information, a range of options to make decisions, and a self-confidence to change the environment or situation. The objective in conflict resolution is to recognize when a relationship is out of balance, and then to consider how to help the parties bring the relationship into balance. We must remember that empowerment is not reserved for those who are traditionally in management, supervisory, or powerful roles. All of us have experienced the family member or administrative assistant or secretary who has tremendous influence on a situation because of that person's ability to influence others in positive ways, notwithstanding the status of the person. Remember, the objective in conflict resolution is to recognize when a relationship is out of balance, and then to consider how to help the parties bring the relationship into balance in order to help the parties come to an agreement. A facilitator, after recognizing the relationship issues, can then focus on the means to assist the parties in balancing the relationship. As we have mentioned, empowerment means to have access to information and a range of options to make a decision. Thus, encouraging the exchange of relevant and credible information, exploring interests, and developing realistic options will contribute to balancing the relationship. From the respect end of the teeter-totter, a facilitator can help create a positive and supportive environment. This will help a party build confidence and self-respect to positively impact the dispute. Communication also helps the parties understand each other's viewpoints so that the conflict can be depersonalized and the other party's values recognized and respected. Helping to balance the teeter-totter can mean helping the powerless party objectively view his or her influence on the situation, or to question the powerful party's assumptions regarding power or respect. Two important tools in accomplishing this are the BOTNA, which means best alternative to a negotiated agreement, and WATNA, which means worst alternative to a negotiated agreement. As an example, the person in the powerless position would likely benefit by exploring and developing the BOTNA so that he or she is able to understand and communicate realistic options if faced with unfair or unacceptable terms. This can help develop that person's negotiating confidence and bearing. On the other hand, the person in the position of power who is refusing to consider reasonable terms may need to explore the potential adverse consequences if a fair and acceptable agreement is not reached. This person may need to realistically look at the strengths and weaknesses of the case if resolution is not reached. Another important tool is positive intentions. Individuals in an imbalanced relationship and in the midst of conflict often misunderstand the intentions and motives of the other party. Focusing on positive intentions means exploring the interests of the parties until a useful and genuine intention is revealed. If positive intentions can be shared, it can help balance the relationship and contribute to a potential settlement of the dispute. In summary, the goal of this presentation is to help people recognize when relationship issues are present, and if relationship conflict is thwarting agreement, suggesting approaches to bring back balance and help the parties come to a settlement. If you'd like more information, please check out our website at www.crlsmediation.com or contact us. Thank you.